Pranam Acharya ji. My name is Ashish Joshi. I've been following you for the past couple of years. Everything that I know about spirituality, it somehow roots towards you, which is why this question arises. You've always spoken of the spiritual lineage, right from the sages who wrote the Upanishads, and then to Jagat Guru Shankaracharya, to Ramanujacharya, to Sant Kabir Das, Swami Vivekananda, and so on. All, in my opinion, what these saints do was they created a spiritual awakening to bring about a spiritual identity with which the entirety of Indians could identify themselves with. Now, you have always spoken of this spiritual identity as well, and you have said language is a primary differentiator for the cause. How we should always regard Hindi as our mother tongue and how we should propagate it with all our might. And I do agree with it completely, but the thing is, when we talk about creating this identity for entire India, there are different languages. There was this recent issue with Tamil language as well. So I was wondering whether this multiplicity of languages would create an obstacle in our journey towards creating a common spiritual identity which we all could share. Thank you, Acharya ji.
No, you see, I have talked of Hindi as representative of all Indian native languages. I have not even once thought or said that all of India should quit its native language and switch to Hindi. In fact, I have repeatedly said, if you will listen to the videos or read the books, that the Gujarati should be able to take pride in Gujarati, and the Tamil in Tamil, the Bengali in Bengali, the Punjabi in Punjabi. When I talk of Hindi, it is in context of the colonization by a single language, English. And the problem is not merely at the language level. The problem is actually spiritual. Because it is not a language that Indians are adopting. It is actually a legacy that Indians are dumping. When you switch from, let's say, Hindi to English, it's not merely a change of language. There is a lot else that changes. And in that change, there is something very important that you leave behind. When you quit Hindi, you're quitting not merely Hindi, but certain very important values. Similarly, when you imbibe English, it is not just English that you take in. There is a lot more that is not particularly useful that you absorb along with the language, new language. That's what I keep objecting against. In fact, there was this, recent controversy. Some movie actor from, I think, the Kannada or Telugu cinema, he said that the dubbed movies from the south are doing so well in the north, in the Hindi heartland. So that proves that Hindi is no more the national language. And then there was some retaliation and such things. When you talk in terms of the South accepting Hindi as the link language, I see a problem there. How many Northerners know even one Southern language half properly? How many northerners even intend to know Tamil, Telugu, or Malayalam? And then you say that Hindi should be the link language all over India. If I belong to the south, I would say, well, I have no problems. Hindi is an important language. Hindi is a language of my country. But tell me, please, is the onus of learning a language from another region only on the southerners? The northerners will not even try to learn any language apart from their own. And if you see objectively, a lot of people in the south actually do know Hindi. They have a working knowledge. In fact, I would say a majority of people in the south can comprehend Hindi. Even if they can't read or write it, they will comprehend it. But you come to the north, how many people understand Kannada or Telugu? How many schools even offer a choice? So it's the northerners that have done Hindi a disservice by remaining so indifferent to the great languages of the south. And again, the problem is spiritual here. In the north, there is such a deep inferiority complex that kids are encouraged to learn German or Spanish, even Chinese these days, compared to Tamil or Telugu or Bengali or Odia or any Indian language. We call ourselves Indians, but we are deeply ashamed of India. And you tell this to a parent and he will say, what will my kid gain by learning Telugu? Opportunities lie in Mandarin. Opportunities lie in French or Spanish or Japanese or whatever. Now, if your definition of opportunity is merely material, then no one can save you. No one can save you. We think of southerners as opposing Hindi. I just do not think that way. In the south, Hindi has largely been accepted. But what do you want them to do? You want them to stop speaking Kannada and completely switch to Hindi? Is that the kind of vicious and infantile idea you have? They already know Hindi, they at least understand Hindi. Won't you look into the mirror and ask yourself, how much of Kannada do I know? Right now, when people in Delhi talk of Hindi as a national language or a link language, it makes the people in South both insecure and also resistant, angry, because they are seeing the kind of discrepancy and imbalance. There is no reciprocity. And I will side with my countrymen from the south. Let schools in the north offer a bouquet of at least 3-4 Indian languages as optionals. Stop this nonsense. Why are kids learning these so-called international languages? You have Hindi, you have English. Beyond that, if you want one more language, let it be an Indian language. And then you will find Hindi gaining respect and acceptability in the South. The arrangement has to be reciprocal, no? Why should only Hindi be the link language? When you speak to a Tamilian, as a Hindi wala, when you speak to a Tamilian, why do you expect the Tamilian to know Hindi? Why can't you know just a bit of a smattering of Tamil? Won't that be respectful? No? And if you can speak a bit of Tamil, you will find he will happily reciprocate by speaking a bit of Hindi. And that's the way healthy relationships are. Nobody wants to be dominated. Nobody wants to be linguistically colonized. When I say Hindi stands for certain values, I'm talking of spiritual values. And freedom is one of them. And it's not that only Hindi stands for those values. And it's not that English does not stand for those values. If you want to have a discussion on the relationship between language and values and culture, that's a different thing. I've already had those discussions, they are well documented. Right now we are talking of the relationship between the North and the South and the link language matter. Yes, please.
I'm sorry, sir. I was not able to express my question correctly, I believe. It was not exactly about maintaining Hindi as the link language. I wanted to know how to bring about this spiritual identity in its totality when we have so many different languages.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like sir, your domain mostly, I mean, although the content that you offer is not language specific, it applies to all the languages and all the speakers, but the content is generally available in English and Hindi. And how do we convey it to the tens and hundreds of languages that are spoken in the entirety of India?
By translating it. What else?
Yes, sir.
By translating it. And translation is not that big a problem. You see, it's already mechanized, it's becoming more and more automated. It's just that it's not very accurate at this stage. Machine learning will make translations very accurate.
Thank you, sir.